Happy Tuesday. Want to make sure that we can start right on time. I'm actually about a minute late today. I can't believe it. Well, happy Tuesday. We're already in July. Like I said, about more than halfway through the year. Please, just a quick reminder to silence your cell phones so everyone that is here in the room as well as watching from home can hear all of the updates and all of the questions. So I know we have some resident announcements, so we'll get started there. And then we'll jump into just a little bit of updates. Not a whole lot from last week, but just want to keep you abreast of any and everything new from there. I'll hand it over to you, Barry.
Oh. You had an open mic to a preacher here. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Barry Kugler, but you might know my wife on Seal. She's better known.
She's better looking.
I don't argue with that at all. I'm also known as the unofficial beer cheese soup president authority here. So if you have any questions about beer cheese soup, just come and ask me about that. I'm here because I made a huge mistake earlier in the year. I volunteered.
Thank you for that.
I joined a committee of 8 women who help here at Regency Oaks with a fund called the Resident Gift Fund. You all know about the Resident Gift Fund?
Louder.
Okay. All right, louder.
Yes.
Okay.
Ice cream cone.
Ice cream cone. Resident Gift Fund. Anyway, I need to talk to you about that because unanimously somehow I got elected as the new chairperson for that committee. So that's why I'm here this morning, because it's time for us to talk about the Resident Gift Fund. It's an employee gift fund, okay? It's not for the residents, it's for the employees, hourly employees. So let me just give you a little quick history. Last year, we raised over $170,000 that we gave to over 260 hourly employees here at Regency Oaks. Many of these people, maybe most of these people from where you're sitting, you never see because they're working behind the scenes, doing all kinds of different things to make our life here a wonderful life. And that includes not just here, but also the health center. So that's a lot of money, but it all came from you. So thank you very much for your generosity. And we're also off to a good start this year. But it reminded me of something that my mother and father taught me, and I'm sure all your mothers and fathers and grandparents taught you as well when you were very young, probably couldn't even walk yet. You had 2 things you always needed to remember to do when you were in public meeting other people, right? 2 things you needed to say. What were they? Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. I remember that in my life a lot. I am very thankful for what I have here at Regency Oaks, and I think you are as well. And we need to say thank you on a regular basis. And we need to say please sometimes, but nevertheless, thank you is a word, 2 words that we always need to say. Now, I say that because there's also something here that we take for granted or we don't know about, especially new residents. How many people are here less than 3 or 4 months? Anybody here? Okay. If you don't know, you need to know it. Now, I know you've all read from one end to the other the handbook, right? You've all read it. Well, write this down. 2 numbers, 6, 8. On page 68 of the Regency Oaks Residents Handbook, it says there is a no tipping policy. That's a policy that I didn't establish and you didn't establish. It was established by the corporate oversight here. No tipping. I had a meeting with someone in HR not long ago, and I asked about that. I said, why is that? Well, you don't really get a whole lot of information about that, but it is what it is. It's a policy they hold to. And I was told that if an employee is caught taking tips, you're out of here. No ifs, ands, or buts. So my friends, last year you did a great job. Last year you did a great job. And we are delighted on the gift fund, employee gift fund, to be able to write those checks. It's a lot of work. These ladies work hard. We're going to work hard again this year. But we need to work harder, and that means you need to give more money. So this is only an opening salvo. Over the next 3 or 4 months, you'll hear from me or somebody else on the committee about some more tidbits around the employee gift fund. Look for that. There'll be articles in the Oaks. We'll say something here at Tuesday Talk if we're allowed to do it again. And you'll hear more information. And feel free to ask a question. And at some point, we'll also give you all the names of those who are on the employee gift fund. So you can ask them as well. We may even parade around with balloons one day, with hats, and, shirts, you never know. But please keep the employee gift fund in your hearts and your minds, and make sure your checkbook is handy when you need it. We take checks anytime, and we'll give you more information about that as well. Okay? Page 68, employee handbook. No, resident handbook. Yes, ma'am.
How often do you expect us to donate? I do all my donations, even outside of here, and I
Yes.
have 10 of them. How often? I do it once a year in
Right,
October.
right.
My financial guy knows
Sure.
you take X amount out and
That's it. Well, we're gonna have a letter coming out at some point that'll give you some guidance on how you might calculate that amount. But I'm a preacher, so I expect a donation every week. Okay? Every week, a check for at least $100. Okay. You asked. No, it's up to you. It's anonymous, and it's up to you. It's up to you. We have boxes conveniently located. We'll tell you more about those as well. Thank you for asking. If you got a piggy bank in your apartment, drop a $100 bill in there every once in a while. $20, whatever it may be, okay? But it's coming up. It's coming up. The end of the year, December is when we make those distributions, first part of December. So we'll start putting all of that together to finalize by November at the latest. So you'll hear more about that over the next 4 or 5 months from us, okay? Any questions, real quick ones? Thank you. Page 68.
Thank you, Mary. Well, now you've all had your sermon, you don't need to hear from me. But whatever your heart desires, that's the answer. Any other resident announcements or updates? Okay, we'll go ahead and get it. So your favorite update of the week, please make sure to return those luggage carts, wheelchairs, and other items to the service areas for everyone's usage. So I know there was a little bit about the packing slips, so we did have due to a change in printers, there was a delay in getting these slips. They are on order, and in the meantime, we are calling to notify residents and having them sign a log sheet. This is just temporary until the new slips arrive. This was just a one-off issue, so we do appreciate you understanding. Moving forward, we will have the toners, slips, and all of that good stuff always available for you. So we do apologize for any inconvenience and appreciate you understanding. We will get those soon. But in the meantime, we will still be notifying you. So today we have a special gentleman. We have Daniel. He's actually going to be meeting with you shortly after Tuesday Talk today to go over a little bit about his IT services. So again, I've discussed this a couple times now. This is a gentleman that we share with our sister community. He is not just Regency Oaks, so we do share him. However, we are thankful to keep him busy and to provide a resource to our residents of elevated IT needs. I know you think that Betsy and I know everything. We almost do, but not with IT. So he is going to be coming up and just saying a few words and giving a brief presentation immediately following this. That was when his schedule allotted, but we're happy to have him. So more to come from him right after this Tuesday Talk, and his name is Daniel. So just kind of getting back to IHS, I know we're getting into that summertime, and can you believe it, almost holidays as well. So they are here for all your needs, so any type of showering, meal prep, packing for vacation, dusting, errands, and anything more, please keep in mind that they can help you with that. So call extension 503 or 502 for Maddie or Christine for more information on that. And if you sit tight, immediately following Tuesday Talk, he will have a brief presentation on IT services and ways he can help you. So staffing update, we are continuing to work through some staffing challenges in environmental services. I always like to kind of mention, we do have a couple that had emergency scenarios. We had a couple that had planned vacation. Nonetheless, anytime we have any emergency, that puts us a little bit out of sorts, but don't worry, we're still gonna get you taken care of. We just wanna let you know. We are currently working on recruiting new housekeepers, so Evan has been busy doing that, actually starting at 8 o'clock this morning, is interviewing new associates so we can make sure that you do not skip a beat with all of your services. So we are again going to be working through that. and we just appreciate your understanding in advance. Evan will be reaching out to you if there's any changes, but he's usually really good at trying to mitigate that as much as possible. So we will be having Clearwater carpeting on site, providing services for our north and south building. They'll be here the 16th and 18th, usually in those late evenings, once everyone is retired back to their suites or in bed around 7 to 11 o'clock at night. So that's usually when we have those services, and we'll be having those scheduled again to make sure our carpets look lovely. They are also scheduled to complete the cleaning of the 4th floor halls as well. We are continuing to focus on some power washing, so we will have power washing performed on site this coming weekend. The team will be here Saturday about 8 a.m. This is a contracted provider that we are doing for a small scale. We are having the breezeway power washed, and we are having the staircases washed that exit the crow's nest next to the south dining room. Get all that out. Please do try to avoid that area as much as possible. It will just take a couple hours. But as we mentioned, we are continuing to make sure that we have a beautiful community and that we're kind of touching on some of these areas from just a long season of mold and pollen and all that other yummy stuff that the rain has not washed away. So plant operation updates. Darwin is back from a little bit of much needed vacation, couple days, but they did complete about 162 work orders. 76 remain open. We did complete 2 new unit turnovers for IL, new resident move-ins. We have ordered parts for those light posts. We know they're down, we know they were hit. We are working on them and have ordered parts for those. We do have a final inspection scheduled today for the south fire panel. So they are here to make sure that the fire panel is fully functioning. Everything is up and operating as it should with the elevators. There should not be an alarm of any sort, but they are here on site with Darwin testing those fire panels in the south building. So we did replace 1 new AC in a resident's room. We did get the town hall fire panel trouble sensor has been ordered. It's a mouthful too. We are continuing to work on the roof. This week looks a little drier than last week, so we're hoping to get, we being Blue Team, hoping to get a little bit more progress done this week. We did get, I know I mentioned it last week, we did get the corridors approved for new ACs. Some of those corridors that seem a little warmer, we are getting those ACs replaced. So we've got about over 4,000 AC units on property, and so some of those are in the corridors, and we are getting those replaced. So that's been approved, that's been ordered, and we will begin the work now. So they're going to begin north, and then of course they'll move over to those areas as needed. We are still, of course, doing those final walkthroughs on the completed restoration units with Blue Team and all of the remediation. And as always, your weekly reminder for anything maintenance, you can see Chris every Friday at 10:30 a.m. So I think there was a little bit of miscommunication or misunderstanding, and we do apologize for that. Kelly wanted you to know that Jared, the DME guy, will not be here today to fix your items, but he is going to be there to do a general presentation about equipment and how he can help you in the future. So he is also will be scheduling appointments with you one-on-one to assist your needs based on those forms. So we apologize if you thought he was here today to fix your equipment. He is here today to do an initial introduction and presentation, and then to set up appointments with you to do it in the future. So please don't bring 100 walkers to the town hall at 1 p.m. That's right. For it to be fixed at least. Yeah. So sorry about that miscommunication. Wanted to make sure we clarified that. The forms were placed in your boxes on Friday. Please fill out that bottom and get that to Kelly. So again, today at 1 p.m., initial introduction and presentation, set up appointment for future services. Clear as mud? Okay. So just a little updates on COVID. That little monster is not really around at the moment. I will let you know if we do have any cases or any type of outbreak. We actually, for the first time in my time here at Regency, our skilled nursing is extremely low in census. We normally stay full. We are about 10 residents down, and that's because everyone's so healthy. The hospitals are even down in census as well. So anytime we have a dip in residents that are in skilled nursing, we of course reach out to our medical directors and our physician partners and our referrals and, hey, what's going on in the hospitals? Where are our residents? And they're all healthy because they're not in the hospitals either. So that's a good problem to have. Our census doesn't say so in skilled nursing, but it is good that the hospital census are down. That means there's not a lot of COVID, there's not a lot of respiratory, there's not a lot of illnesses going on that will require a skilled nursing stay. So that's the good news and the upside, but Kyle's probably missing his residents. So I just wanted to make sure, we talked about it every single week. Hurricane preparedness is here. The hurricane supply items are available at the desk for residents to purchase their emergency supplies like lanterns, chargers, and those water bladders. Please get your orders in within the next week because we will be placing that order soon. So that window for us to place it will be ending this week. That way we can get them placed, and that way you have them soon as we get further into the season. So just a little updates from activities. So July 8th, we have ROVA here at Regency Oaks at 2 p.m. We have a full day today. Your schedules look like mine. So Regency Oaks Veterans Association at 2 p.m. in Town Hall. Wednesday, one of my favorite restaurants, Giggle Waters, is going to be the 9th, Wednesday. Check with Sam if there is still room on the bus at 11:30 a.m. pickup. So fantastic restaurant. If you haven't been, I love it. And just check with Sam if you want to be picked up around 11:30 a.m. Thursday, we will be having our monthly cocktail party at 3:30, so we will see all of you there. And then Friday, July 11th, the Tampa Bay History presentation regarding Ybor City is at 2 p.m. here in the town hall. Excuse me. So just a little update from sales. So she kind of stole my thunder. I was super excited about this, but we have about 24 reviews in counting. So we are in a corporate competition to get these. We wanted to make sure you remember the Reviews on the Rocks cocktail party, and that is going to be Wednesday, July 16th. That is in the sales office at 3 p.m. They can help you complete a review there. You can most certainly stop by, have a cocktail, give us a review, and they will help you with anything you need there. So you don't have to have it done, but you have to get a free drink. See, we're buying you there. But it is, again, Reviews on the Rocks cocktail party, really just to raise awareness to our campaign, and that is in the sales office July 16th. So as we mentioned, I know we talked about last quarter, having a really busy quarter. We are off to a fantastic start. We have 4 deposits on a budget of 4 for July. So our team has been very busy, and our resident committees and ambassadors, so as always, thank you so much for your support and collaboration. We couldn't fill our community without you. And then we always like to mention our next event, which is going to be Thursday at 11 a.m. in the Regency Room, and that is our Life Care presentation. So as always, we thank our ambassadors, and of course, I would be remiss if I forgot our dining team. So that's our next event as we continue on into the next couple of months with our additional new residents. So gourmet schedule, I double checked the dates again with Ricky, so if you have a qualm about him, see him. But he said 7/9, 7/23, 8/6, 8/20, 9/3, and 9/17 are the next gourmets that he has scheduled. Our wine club is on the 8th, beer club the 15th, bourbon and barbecue on the 22nd, and a pasta night on the 30th. And just that other reminder that our new pub menu started last week. So shaking it up a little bit. I know there's always 1 or 2 items you might miss to see. Doesn't mean it won't be back, but we like to make sure we can make changes so you don't get bored of the same stuff. So just your weekly reminder about the Full Count resident portal. If you're having any issues, the code is Regency Oaks. And then we tried something different this year. It's actually something that a lot of our sister communities do, and it's meant to be just a really informal and fun event where we had our staff and residents have lunch together. So just thank you again to everyone who came and showed up, and to our food and beverage team. We had about 111 RSVPs, but we served over 200 individuals. So that was lots and lots of barbecue brisket. That was lots and lots of barbecue chicken, macaroni, potato salad, corn, all the fun stuff. And these are just some great photos of our residents and some of our team hanging out and getting to know each other. So I enjoyed it. I loved, nobody wanted my chicken over the brisket. That's fine. I enjoyed seeing everyone who showed up anyways. So thank you again. All in all, we thought it was a lovely event. It's something that we do at a lot of our sister communities, and we just like to get you integrated more often. We have an entire team over in healthcare that you've probably never even met. I spend time in healthcare, assisted living, sales center, any given time, but it's always nice to have them over as well. So thank you again for the participation and showing up for the free food. So as I mentioned, we are currently leading the pact in the corporate region. So we are the Amy Wall region. We of course have 2 within our Health Peak portfolio. I won't even bore you with all the regions of LCS, there's many. But in our region, Regency Oaks with 24 reviews is winning. So I am a competitive woman. I like to win and I like to be the best because I think we are the best. So thank you for helping us continue to win in our current region. So keep it up. We're gonna keep pushing because that other one has 81 reviews. We're at 24. We need a lot more. We want to beat Philip Rutledge's region. So, but nonetheless, in our region, we are rocking it with all of our reviews. So thank you for that. And keep it up. We appreciate them. Then just a little update for me. A lot of this is going to sound redundant, but again, not much has changed, so I just want to keep it at the forefront. The administrative phones, we are still finalizing that piece for us. Blue Team Remediation and Restoration is now completed in skilled nursing, and they're actually completing in assisted living this week. So in the remediation part, we should be almost done. We have a couple more apartments that Betsy and I are working on that has that stage 1.5 that has to have their flooring addressed. So, and then that's the last of the in-suite remediation for Blue Team. We have many other stuff and projects going on with them, but at least in the parts that affect your homes, we are almost done. So, as always, thank you for your patience with all of that. It's been a long year with all of that going on, so we're happy to be close to closure. As always, we have our Wednesday Blue Team call for any updates, so I usually will communicate that in the following Tuesday. We have that call every Wednesday. Just a reminder about the North Dining Room. We're still working on trying to get that addressed, but you will see that plastic there until we do for a few months. Resident survey, I actually am meeting with the committee today after Tuesday talk, so we will kind of go over what our plan that we've outlined for resident survey is. So we'll be getting that started. We actually received those in hand on August 15th. The external ceiling and caulking, Blue Team is still working on that. Again, they are with an insurance claim, so kind of working on what that looks like. Whatever they don't get confirmed, then we will of course address, but I still don't have a date for that. But nonetheless, we've made significant progress in many of the areas throughout the community. We are beginning budget season. We usually don't begin until October, so I already have about 3 calls next week. So it is here. So we'll be meeting with Margaret and the committee to kind of keep you abreast of that process. We are still in the early preliminary stages, but nonetheless, we have began. We do have a new employee orientation this week, so we have a great crew with some nurses, some CNAs, some home health assistants, and then also activities. We are missing a couple of our activity associates in our healthcare setting, so we'll have them in orientation this week. So looking forward to bringing them on board. The July 24th, about 2 weeks from now, here our DRR, our designated resident representative, which is per the OIR guidelines, is actually the president, so that's Margaret Henry. She will be meeting with LCS and the other residents at our sister communities in downtown St. Pete for a meeting. We don't have the agenda on what exactly that's about yet, but we will find out, won't we, Margaret? I just got that sent to my calendar yesterday, so thank you for being so flexible, because I also had an appointment that I need to cancel. So next week, just an FYI, I am actually going on some vacation with my family, and then the following week I have a conference. So I will not be here for the next week and a half. I will be out next week, and the following week I am at the Orlando Leading Age Conference. So Betsy will be completing Tuesday Talk updates in my absence on that 15th and 22nd. So thank you in advance, Betsy. Go easy on her, I know you usually do, but she'll be helping me do that so we can keep you abreast of any updates in my absence that I'm not here. Today I have a full calendar, back-to-back meetings, so I will leave from here and go to lunch with the committee, and then I will go into our CCR meeting. And then I have a meeting with Candy at 3 to go over the food and beverage pulse surveys. So those are the surveys that everyone completed, which was just a general kind of quick pulse survey about our food program. So we will be reviewing those results together today. So thank you, Candy, in advance for that. So just a little about the roof. Like I said, he asked, here it is. Updated schedule. They were able to resume work this week now that it has become a little less rainy. So we are still doing that North R wing. We are still doing work in healthcare, and we are beginning the South A wing. So there was just a couple parking spots that they were addressing out there. They'll get all of that process going, but this week looks to be a little drier. So we are moving into the South A wing. So progress, right? Progress. As I mentioned, that flat roof that's related to the dining room damage is not part of the scope, so we are still reviewing and addressing the next steps for that. And just as always, your reminder that we are on the timeline of insurance adjusters and Blue Team and weather. So we'll get it done as soon as possible. So with all that being said, I said there wasn't a whole lot of updates, but maybe I was misleading. Any questions? Yes, Ms.
I
Mary?
just have a quickie with the reviews.
Okay.
Are they written on Facebook?
Google. These are Google reviews.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yep. And we can most certainly help you if you need. Excuse me.
When we had resident announcements, I couldn't follow Barry, he's just too good.
I know.
But I want to let you know that on Thursday the 17th, a theater group are putting on some wonderful skits that have to do with summer and baseball, and you will be just delighted. And there's some wonderful actors here, so come and see us at 1:30 on the 17th. That's a Thursday in the town hall.
Thank you, Ms. Johanna.
I just wanted to say, I think a lot of residents do not know how to do reviews. So I think that should be.
Can't they be out there in the lobby with the computer?
Yeah, so if you go to that event, we can most certainly help you with that, and we can most certainly set up something like that, yes. It does get a little hairy because you have to have an account, which I wish you didn't, but that's unfortunately the case. But if you show up to that event, they can help you there as well.
And also, today, they are having the veterans meeting, right?
Yep.
This afternoon?
Yes, ma'am. Yep,
For what?
Veterans.
the veterans,
Veterans Organization at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock, yep, we went over that. Yes,
Everybody's invited.
everybody's invited.
I didn't hear
Hi, this isn't a question, but it's been brought to my attention that people over at the health center occasionally like to come over here for dinner or for a program. And the problem is getting somebody to push their wheelchair up the hill. Doesn't look like much of a hill, but when you're pushing a wheelchair, it is a hill. To come over and do that. If there are any people who are willing to do that, and on an on-call basis, if you could let me know, I will get a list to the people who have people over there who are in need of help. Okay? So we just need, we don't know when we call you and we don't know what it would be involved, but if you're available then, we'll call, we'll make arrangements, okay?
So that's also something our team can help with, including IHS services as well. So that's just something we can always help coordinate with.
But then we end up paying for it.
Well, yes, you do. But if we don't get volunteers, what option do they have? So any other questions before we introduce Danielle? All right, well, come on up, Danielle and Christine.